Hey everyone, let's talk about something that's super powerful, but honestly, most of us never think about it. India's Finance Commission. Why should you care? Because what they decide literally affects the roads you drive on and the water you drink. So, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Let's dive in. So, have you ever stopped to wonder who actually pays for your local roads, or sanitation, or public health? The stuff we see every single day. The answer? Well, it's not as simple as you might think. It's actually a huge puzzle India's trying to piece together as we speak. And right at the center of that puzzle is the 16th Finance Commission. Their latest report could be a total game changer for how our local communities get their funding. But to really get why this is so important, we've got to first look at the problem they're trying to solve. Okay, so what's the problem? It all boils down to something called the local funding gap. Basically, it's a huge mismatch between what we expect our local governments to do and the actual money they have to get it done. Just look at this. On one side, you've got this massive list of responsibilities for local governments. We're talking crucial stuff like drinking water, sanitation, and public health. And on the other side, the handful of ways they can actually raise money. Property tax, some market fees. It's just not much. You can see the imbalance right there. It's a classic case of huge responsibility with very little power to pay for it all. This whole situation has a name. It's called fiscal mismatch. Think about it like this. It's like your boss telling you to build an entire skyscraper, but only giving you a screwdriver. States basically hand over these giant jobs to local governments, but then don't give them the financial tools to actually succeed. And this isn't some small mistake. It's a fundamental problem in the system. And the scale of this, it is absolutely massive. We're talking about 2.7 lakh Panchayats, that's local village councils, 270,000 of them, plus thousands of municipalities. All of them are caught in this funding trap, struggling to deliver the basic services we all rely on. Okay, so you're probably thinking, isn't there a system in place to fix this? And, well, yes, in theory. The Union Finance Commission is supposed to step in and bridge this gap. But in reality, its track record has been, to put it mildly, a total roller coaster. Just take a look at this timeline. It's a perfect picture of policy whiplash. The 13th Finance Commission, they had a breakthrough. They suggested tying local grants to a percentage of the central tax pool. Simple, predictable, and it would grow with the economy. Genius, right? But then the 14th Commission came along and did a complete 180, going back to these unpredictable lump sum payments. And the 15th, they just doubled down on that, creating even more chaos and instability. And if you think that was confusing, it gets even messier. They also tried to tie funding to performance to push for reforms, which sounds great on paper, right? But here's the catch. Each commission just made up its own set of rules. The 13th had its conditions, which were mostly ignored anyway. Then the 14th just tossed those out and invented new ones. The 15th, you guessed it, a whole different set of conditions again. How can anyone make long-term progress when the goalposts are constantly moving? It's impossible. Yeah, this quote really nails it. That phrase, complete U-turn, says it all. It wasn't just a minor tweak in policy. It was a massive step backward from a system that could have worked, plunging local governments back into a world of uncertainty. It just perfectly sums up the frustrating inconsistency of it all. So that brings us right back to today. After all this fiscal mismatch and these wild policy swings, all eyes are now on the 16th Finance Commission. The big question is, can this one finally break that cycle? So what's the hope here? Well, everyone is looking for three key things. First, they need to do a proper assessment of what local governments actually need to get their jobs done. No more guesswork. Second, it's time to ditch the chaotic, ad hoc approaches of the past. And third, and this is the most important one, they need to recommend a system that is stable, predictable, and truly empowers local governments to deliver for their people. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about spreadsheets and budgets. This is about unlocking the potential of nearly 300,000 local governments. It's about turning them into real engines of economic development and social justice, right at the grassroots level. That's the real prize here. So that's where we stand. The question is, can one single report finally fix decades of inconsistency and truly empower your local community? What the 16th Finance Commission decides will have a real, tangible impact on your daily life. The future of local governance in India is really hanging in the balance right now.